Welcome to Cloud Infrastructure Services YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to show you how you can set up a MariaDB server running on Windows Server 2019 hosted on Google Cloud Platform. So simply click the link in the description box to come to this marketplace listing for Google Cloud, and from here you want to create a new virtual machine with this particular image. Now this image comes with pre-installed MariaDB server along with MySQL Workbench and HeidiSQL. So from this product page, simply click on launch. After that, you would be brought to this page from where you can customize your virtual machine. So give your virtual machine a deployment name and then choose the zone or region where you want to deploy your virtual machine. After that, scroll down and choose the machine type according to your requirements, and then choose the disk space according to your requirements as well. And then you can leave the network settings as default. At the end, simply accept the agreement and then click on deploy to actually create this virtual machine. So now what you have to do is that you want to wait for the deployment process to complete. Now once the deployment process is done, the next step is to connect to our virtual machine using an RDP connection. Now to connect to this virtual machine using an RDP connection, we need an administrator account for the Windows Server 2019. So to create this, simply click on this little arrowhead icon and then click on set Windows password. Now it is going to ask you for the username, which is going to be the username of the administrator account. So I'm going to type it as CIS admin and then click on set. Now it is going to take a few moments and it will provide you with a password for this Windows administrator account. Now this would also be the password and the username that you would be using to connect to your virtual machine using an RDP connection. So simply copy this password and store it somewhere safe. After that, you can close this, click on this hamburger icon, click on compute engine, and then you can come over to this list which shows you your external IP. Now hit Windows and type in remote desktop connection, and in this computer field you're simply going to copy this external IP and paste it in front of this computer field, and then you're going to click on show options, type in the username that you have just provided for the Windows Server administrator account, which in my case is CIS admin, and then click on connect. After that, it is going to ask you for the password. So simply paste in the password and then click on OK, and then wait for the connection to be established. Now once the connection has been established, you also need to wait for the Windows Server 2019 to completely load. Now once the Windows Server has completely loaded, you can start to access your MariaDB. Now this image comes with pre-installed MySQL Workbench and HeidiSQL to access and manage MariaDB. Now to access MariaDB using MySQL Workbench, simply click on the icon of MySQL Workbench from the desktop and then create a session with MariaDB by clicking on this button. Now it is going to ask you for the root user's password. Now the password is actually this virtual machine's instance ID. Now to get this instance ID, simply minimize this connection and head over to compute engine and then click on the name of your virtual machine. And right over here you have the instance ID, so simply copy it, head back inside the connection and type it as password, save it in the vault and then click on OK. And then you would be able to head inside your MariaDB. Now we have the options right over here, we have the schemas over here, we have MySQL query page over here, and so much more. We can even create new databases by using this query or by using this icon that says create a new schema. Well, that later in the video. Now to access MariaDB using HeidiSQL, simply open up the HeidiSQL from the desktop and then click on new. And then make sure that the port number is set to 3306 and the user is root and the password is again the virtual machine's instance ID, so simply paste that over here and then click on open. Now this is going to allow you to access MariaDB using HeidiSQL. Now in case you want to create a new database inside HeidiSQL, then you can come over to this query page and type in the command as create database and then followed up by the name of the database. So I'm going to go with demo1. So execute this query and it says that one SQL command was executed. Now to show all of the databases, we have the SQL command show databases. So type that in and execute this query and you can see that our database demo1 has been created. Now in case you want to manage users using HeidiSQL, simply click on this button that says manage user authentication and privileges, and in here you can even edit the root user, you can create new users. And if you want to do the same stuff using MySQL Workbench, then simply exit from HeidiSQL, open up MySQL Workbench, and since we are running in a previous session, close this session and reopen the session. Now you can see that the database that we have created in HeidiSQL is visible in here as well. Now, to create a database using MySQL Workbench, you can simply click on this button that says create a new schema and then give it a new name. So I'm going to call this one as demo2 and then click on apply, and then simply click on finish. Now you can see that we have created demo2 database. Now in case you want to manage users and user privileges using MySQL Workbench, then simply shift this tab over to administration. Head over to users and privileges, and from here you can manage all of your users. So suppose that you want to change the password for the root user. So simply click on root and come over to the password field and change it as per your liking. And then click on apply to apply these changes. And just like that, you have successfully changed the root user's password. Now that also brings us to the end of this tutorial. Now if you have any queries regarding this tutorial, make sure to leave that query in the comment section down below and we will get to you as soon as possible. And make sure to check out the links in the description box for the marketplace listing for Google Cloud and also for the step-by-step blog post guide on how to set up MariaDB Server on Google Cloud. And finally, if this video has helped you in any way, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.